My Crustle BrickHead was inspired by a Crustle micro build I saw on Pinterest, and I was like, you know, I could actually make that into a BrickHead, and it'd be a nice addition to my Pokemon BrickHeads that I've done in the past. So here is my Crustle BrickHeads, and for the Crustle, the rock or the shell of the Crustle is your standard head skeleton to a BrickHead. So underneath here, what you build for the head of a BrickHeads is what you have underneath here. And now, when looking at the Crustle shell, it's thicker on the top and smaller on the bottom, so it kind of slopes out a little bit. So to do that, on the lower 4 studs all the way around, I just put the 1x4 tile piece directly onto that skeleton structure. But for the top 3 studs, I put a plate underneath, so it'll just stick out a little bit. And then to get that kind of slowly widening gap, what I did was on the front and back, I just kept it nice and smooth. But on the sides, on the left and right of my Crustle, I put in these 1x2 slope pieces. So the 2x1 slope pieces are on the sides. So I just put 2 of those on the right and left my Crustle. And that way when you're looking at it, it just looks like it's kind of spreading out and getting bigger. And then for the top 2 studs, I just use flat tile pieces. And you know, here I've got a 2x4 tile and a 2x4 tile, just nice, simple, and easy. But if you look at the Crustle's rock, it's different colors. It's not just a solid color. And so to do that, you know, I've got like the dark brown on the bottom, this tan color here, and then a medium tan in the center, and then a 1x2 tile here, and a 1x1 tan, and then a medium tan to get that spotted look. And over here, rather than putting the dot at the top, I put it in the center, and I used a dark brown or a reddish brown tile piece. I just want to get that kind of discolored look of the Crustle rock shell. And then also on the top, the very top of the shell, it's not nice and smooth. It actually curves a little bit. So to create my curves, what I did was I got another one of those like 1x2 slope pieces. So you kind of get a different piece. This one's easier to get out, but I just got this, and I put it so that it slopes from the front and into the back, and then I put a 1x2 plate and a 1x2 tile to kind of smooth out, and then this is just flat tile pieces. And in the back I did the same thing, but instead of a 2x1 slope, I used a cheese wedge slope and 1x1 plate and a 1x1 tile, just to get that uneven look of the rock the Crustle uses for its shell. And then underneath, to create the actual Crustle Pokemon, I used a lot of bracket plates. So the legs, I used these light bluish gray 1x2 bracket plates and a 1x1 bracket plate in this light bluish gray to kind of continue the rock design as if the legs are coming out of the rock. And then I put in 6 of these little claw pieces, these tooth pieces. Now, I used red because I didn't have an orange, but I would have preferred to use all red or all orange, but I used the red because I didn't have these in orange. So if you had them in orange, I'd definitely use that instead, but use the pieces you have. So I had red. But for the front, his eyes and his claws, I did have an orange. So for the claws, what I did was underneath, I put a 1x1 plate and a 1x1 plate, or sorry, 1x1 round plate and a 1x1 plate with clip here, and just put those on the left and right to create his clawed hands. And for his eyes, I used another 1x2 bracket plate, but this time it's also in orange. So I kind of get that orange kind of eyes and face of the Huckit Crab and just put it right there in the front underneath. And this is how I created my BrickHeadz Huckit Crab. And I really haven't made a BrickHeadz Pokemon in a while, so I really had fun creating this one and designing it. And although I'll probably also do the micro build of this Huckit Crab, I'm looking forward to getting back into the BrickHeadz Pokemon collection so I can collect them all. Or I should say, catch them all. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.